Have you ever tried to change yourself or given up your happiness to please a woman? Imagine giving up a hobby just so she can spend time on a different plan. You bend your principles and change yourself to fit her mold. Over time, you lose valuable friendships because she isn't happy when you spend time with them. But take a moment to ask yourself, does that happiness really bring you value? Or is it just a self-imposed sentence conforming to the image others expect? Sacrifice isn't wrong, but when it's blind, you become a blurry picture where your identity and worth fade in the eyes of others. Shedding light on the truth that being wise isn't just about making choices. It's also about being able to read and understand what isn't said directly, romanticism without letting it get in the way of reason. True love isn't about giving in to every request. It's about respecting and knowing each other's needs. Today we're going to go on a trip deep into the heart of Stoic thought, where we'll use the 8 things that men should never do for women. As a wake-up call about the hidden dangers of hurting yourself for others, these lessons also teach you how to live authentically and maintain your integrity without losing your self-worth in the eyes of others. If you're ready for today's lesson, I have a challenge for you. Stay tuned and don't skip any lessons. Just one of these 8 lessons will help you set the boundaries you need so that no one can make you feel like you have to change to be loved. If you're ready, leave a comment and I'll take the challenge. Let's start with lesson number 1, neglecting your own growth. Imagine for a moment that you are on a road, your road. This road is marked by aspirations not only tracing the steps you have taken, but also the journey of self-discovery and self-improvement on this road. Every corner and every turn holds opportunities for you to become stronger, wiser, and more complete. That is why in Stoic philosophy, seizing and nurturing personal development is highly regarded as one of the most important principles of a happy and meaningful life. Neglecting personal development is not just about refusing to embrace new opportunities. It's also about accepting stagnation in your soul and mind when we no longer focus on expanding knowledge, refining skills, and optimizing our potential. We don't progress. In fact, we regress on the road to freedom and happiness. This is a significant barrier, hindering progress and missing the chance to confront and overcome challenges with strength. Every decision to sacrifice your personal development to please someone else is not just a moment of abandoning a part of yourself. It's also missing out on the opportunity to become the best version of yourself. Stoic philosophy tells us that staying true to your own values and always trying to get better is not only a sign of self-respect, but also the key to building healthy, long-lasting relationships. It's important to maintain a balance between caring for others and taking care of yourself. As you go through life, remember that personal growth is not only your duty, but also the best gift you can give yourself and those around you. Only when we reach our full potential do we have the strength and vision to inspire others, drive positive change, and contribute to the collective development of our community and society. Spiritual independence and personal freedom are essential building blocks of humans. Sometimes in the whirlwind of relationships, we may be drawn to the desire to be loved so much that we unknowingly give up our identity and our independence in exchange for a fragile and brittle emotion. But what's important isn't giving up relationships or love. It's realizing how important it is to care for and love the woman number 2 without giving up your independence. Imagine a painting. From the smallest strokes to the brightest colors, they all show a spirit of freedom that is just driven by the artist's burning desire to shine. It's a picture of independence, which is an important value in Stoic philosophy and something we should always work to maintain and grow. But in a love relationship, there's a trap that many men fall into without meaning to. They lose their independence while being with a woman. Independence doesn't just mean not being controlled by other people. It also means being able to self-manage and consciously and meaningfully direct one's own life. In Stoic philosophy, independence is seen as the source of inner strength and a necessary condition for living a happy and meaningful life. When we give up our independence to please others, we not only lose personal power, but we also risk losing ourselves. Take Alex as an example. He is ambitious and independent. Alex loves writing and wants to become a writer, but when he starts dating Sam, a woman who always wants Alex's attention and care, he starts to ignore his writing. Eventually, he stops writing altogether so that he can spend all of his free time with Sam. In his quest to please others, Alex not only loses his independence, but also the creative drive that keeps him alive. He eventually realizes that he has lost an important part of himself and decides to start over. Rediscovering the value of independence and personal freedom is similar to Alex's experience. When you lose your independence, you not only put yourself at risk, but you also lose your source of inspiration and inner strength. This is why, in Stoic philosophy, protecting and nurturing your independence is seen as one of the most important things you can do. To become the architect of your own life, we must remember that independence isn't about shutting yourself off from society, but about being able to self-govern and be autonomous within it. We can love, support, and share life with others, while still maintaining our own identity and independence. Stay true to your values, keep learning and growing, and remember that your courage and ability to do things on your own are what make you strong. Join the intellectual conversation and discussion with us. Do you know of any famous quotes from Stoic philosophers that talk about how to get and keep independence? Third, let's talk about this in the comments. Ignoring the reason for passion epicus. The famous Stoic philosopher told us not to let our emotions rule our lives, but to allow them to guide us with wisdom and a broad view. When it comes to relationships, this advice is especially important because the strong currents of passion can wash away the strong anchors of reason. In this study, we will look at the dangerous secrets of giving up reason for passion, showing how Stoic wisdom can be a guiding light in the chaos of passion. Rational thought often fades into the background because of the strength of our feelings. We get caught up in the seductive. In times of emotional turmoil, we often give up control of our primal instincts and act on impulses that are based on emotion alone. But as we seek intense gratification that often leads to disappointment and regret, we start to see the error of our ways. The objects of our passion, seen through the rose-colored glasses of desire, become empty shadows with no real or lasting value. We chase temporary pleasures thinking they will make us happy, only to get stuck in a cycle of expectation and dissatisfaction. For example, Lucius was captivated by the radiant beauty of Claudia, the woman he loved. Lucius ignores the counsel of reason to follow the dictates of his passion. He gives Claudia expensive gifts and gives up his goals to fulfill her wishes, all in the name of love. But over time, Lucius starts to feel the weight of his decisions. The emptiness of a life without a goal or ideal. Claudia, who used to be the object of his adoration, is now a powerful reminder of how foolish he was and a stark warning of the dangers of giving up reason for passion in a relationship. The temptation to give up reason for passion is always there, tempting us with pleasure and desire. But only the steady wisdom of Stoicism can we navigate the treacherous path. Clearness of thought and a strong sense of purpose are what set us on the path to real happiness, where passion is tempered by reason and love is being led by wisdom. Before I learned about Stoic philosophy, I thought that controlling my emotions was a sign of strength and resilience. But now I know that burying and suppressing our natural emotions is not always a good idea. We are taught that emotional restraint is a sign of strength, but in reality, it can be a cruel way to bury our emotions, causing us mental pain and hurting our relationships. Number 4, keeping your feelings in check. Many of us try to find love and acceptance by hiding our emotions, especially when we're with women. This comes from the idea that to be loved, we need to look perfect and have no flaws. But Stoicism teaches us that the truth about the strength and freedom of the soul lies in understanding, accepting, and expressing our emotions clearly and maturely. Hiding your emotions not only hides the truth about who you are, but it also creates invisible walls between you and those around you, making relationships shallow and lacking real connection, while putting mental pressure and heavy emotions on you slowly change you into shapes you don't want to be. Stoicism doesn't tell us to give up our feelings. Instead, it teaches us how to accept and understand them from a neutral point of view, controlling them through reason and self-control instead of repressing them. By learning to control our emotions, We not only get better at solving problems and facing challenges, but we also learn more about ourselves and others and feel more empathy for them. Being brave and strong by genuinely showing how you feel is not a sign of weakness. When we open our hearts and souls, we make room for deep connection, empathy, and trust. This builds a strong base for healthy relationships, especially with women where confidence is important. Allowing others to express their feelings and being open to hearing them out are important for real connection. Finally, Stoicism encourages us to live in peace with our emotions and see them as lessons about ourselves and life. This way, we become more in control of our lives and more kind and caring toward those around us. Now we want to hear from you. Have you ever felt like you had to hide your feelings to please other people? What do you think about using Stoic principles to handle your feelings? Music. Leave your ideas and stories in the comment section below. Together, we can learn to be more mentally strong and build relationships that are healthier and more real. People today feel like they have to give up their freedom to make others happy, especially in relationships. But Stoic philosophy says that freedom is not only a right, but also a state of mind that gives people the strength and encouragement to live a meaningful and worthwhile life. Join me as we talk about why it's important to not give up your freedom, especially when it comes to relationships with women, and how Stoic philosophy can be a powerful way to encourage you to keep your freedom in everyday life. People often think that giving up personal freedom in a relationship is one of the worst things that can happen to them. This means giving up more than just short-term hobbies or habits. It also means giving up one's freedom to choose and find happiness on their own. According to Stoic philosophy, an ideal relationship is one in which both people keep their freedom and grow together in harmony. Love isn't forcing one's wants on another. It's about respecting and helping each other keep their independence and freedom. To do this, you need to really know each other and be ready to have honest conversations. Set clear boundaries and stick to them. For example, if someone gives up a great chance to advance their career abroad so they don't have to move away from their partner, this may be seen as a noble sacrifice and an undeniable sign of deep love by many. But from a Stoic point of view, this action shows another side, the giving up of personal freedom and an unhealthy dependence on the relationship. Stoic philosophy, which is based on strong reasoning and sharp logic, says that the key to a relationship is open and honest dialogue. In this dialogue, both people would look at the opportunities that are there to help each other grow as people without sacrificing the relationship. This not only makes the relationship stronger through respect and understanding, but it also encourages each person to keep their independence and freedom, which is good for everyone's growth. Furthermore, this creates chances to face and deal with worries and fears about keeping the relationship going across long distance. By practicing trust and giving each other power, both individuals can learn to become stronger as independent people while still maintaining a healthy and supportive relationship. Ultimately, Stoic philosophy encourages us to understand and value the value of independence in relationships, stressing that staying true to one's own identity and goals is a solid foundation for true and lasting love. A smart Stoic philosopher has a strong message about how to protect the inner fortress that each of us builds. This fortress isn't just a metaphor for mental toughness. It also stands for freedom, autonomy, and courage, all of which we should value and nurture in every choice and action we make in life. Strength of will, or even personal values. Especially in relationships, when we give up valuable career opportunities to make someone else happy, we are putting our own fortress under the control of that person. For example, someone might give up good job opportunities because they want to make their partner happy. Imagine a man named Andrew who has given up all of his close relationships to spend all of his time with the woman he loves. At first, this may seem like a sign of strong affection, but over time, this unpaid sacrifice not only takes away his passion and independence, it also threatens to destroy his self-esteem and belief in himself. Stoicism stresses the importance of finding a balance between your own happiness and caring about other people. The key is to never count on other people or what they do for your own happiness. Healthy relationships should be based on mutual respect and understanding, both in words and deeds. If there's one thing that Stoicism wants to teach us, it's how important it is to be independent. The inner fortress we build is not only a sign of mental strength, but also a reminder to stand firm against life's challenges. By not giving up on the values, dreams, and personal freedom you value, you not only honor yourself but also show respect for those around you. If you think this message is important and could help others, please don't hesitate to like and share this video. By spreading the message of autonomy and personal freedom, you not only help us, but you also help others find their inner strength, putting her needs ahead of your own values. Before we go on to important lesson number 7, let's take a moment to hear the story of Marcus, a man who loves painting and has spent much of his life improving his skills and appreciation for it. Marcus lives and breathes through every stroke of his brush, finding deep joy in creating and appreciating painting. But when he starts dating Anna, a woman who isn't interested in art and would rather spend time on other hobbies, his life starts to blur to be happy and connect with her more. Marcus gives up valuable studio time and lessens his involvement in the art community, missing out on much anticipated exhibitions. He does these things out of love and a desire to connect, but they leave Marcus feeling empty over time. He has put Anna's wants and needs ahead of his passion and principles, which makes Marcus unhappy and lost. Anna also feels uncomfortable and farther away as she sees Marcus's changes and realizes that the passionate and sure of himself man she loves seems to have disappeared. Stoic philosophy tells us that it's important to stay true to yourself and your values, especially when it comes to relationships. Marcus has wasted the most valuable thing a person can have in his quest to please others: his freedom, his love, and his commitment to his beliefs. Stoicism not only tells us to keep our emotions, actions, and thoughts under control, but it also says that we should never give up on these ideals. Marcus not only lost control, but he also lost respect for himself and the person he loved in a relationship. To be truly and permanently happy, both people need to be supported to grow in their own direction, while still having a bond and love in the relationship. In a healthy relationship, both partners work to develop their independence and respect each other's interdependence. To do this, both partners must be willing to understand, respect, and listen to each other's deepest desires and dreams. Only then will the relationship become a meaningful journey where both partners find satisfaction and happiness, not only with the other partner but also with themselves. Marcus learned from his bad experience that people need to be kind to each other and to themselves. Holding on to your values and not giving up your love for others is important for keeping your self-respect and happiness. Through this story, we hope to see that taking care of yourself and respecting each other is the best way to build a healthy, happy relationship. Number 8. Let her define your happiness. Our search for happiness is like a lighthouse guiding us through the dark. But a common mistake and one of the sneakiest traps is giving others the power to define our happiness, especially in a relationship. Why shouldn't we let others do this? Stoicism teaches us to stay in charge of our own emotions and not let outside changes determine our worth or happiness. When you let others shape your happiness, you lose control and become dependent on them, which is a very unstable and unsustainable state. Stoicism also tells us to seek spiritual independence and happiness within ourselves. When your happiness depends on someone else, you start living your life according to their rules and expectations instead of focusing on what gives your life real meaning and value. This is especially true in relationships, where it's important to remember that each person's values and principles are a solid base for freedom and happiness. When you want to be happy based on someone else's acceptance, satisfaction, or even approval, you give up what makes you special. So how do you stay happy in a world full of pressure and change? Start by getting to know yourself better. Take some time to think about what means most to you and what gets you excited. Learn new things, push yourself, and broaden your horizons to grow as a person. Finally, build relationships built on mutual respect and independence. A healthy relationship is one in which both partners agree to share and support each other, but not to depend on or define happiness for each other. It's a place where each person is encouraged to grow as a person and keep their own identity, which is a solid base for long-term growth and happiness. Happiness is not a place you get to. It's a path of self-awareness, independence, and mutual respect that starts when you stop letting other people control your life. Define our happiness and start seeing life through our own eyes. This will help us find the endless possibilities in ourselves and in life. Using the ideas of Stoicism, we looked at 8 things men should never do for women, as a way to learn how to deal with relationships and as a way to learn self-control and resilience. These lessons teach us that our happiness and freedom should not rest on other people, and they also remind us to be honest and trustworthy in all of our relationships. We really value your thoughts on these lessons. Maybe one of the timeless ideas we talked about moved you, or maybe this video taught you something important. We can't wait to hear what you think about this lesson. Please share your thoughts and feelings in the comments section below. Before we end, we want to encourage you to hit like and share this video with friends who you think would benefit from these lessons. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our new videos. Every action you take helps build a stronger community where Stoic philosophy can help us deal with life's problems in a calm and in control way. Keep watching the videos at the end of this post to not miss the journey of following Stoic philosophy. Stay strong and in control every day, and always remember that the key to happiness is inside you. Goodbye and see you in the next movie. Next.